Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover today. And we're starting here talking about the GTA 6 delay and how it may or may not impact Wolverine. We know that Wolverine was finally fully revealed earlier this year, and it's set for a fall 2026 release date. And so for those who may have missed it, GTA 6 was delayed to November 19th, 2026. So we have a post here from Insomniac Games, and they posted this is the important part, after the delay announcement for GTA 6, saying, "Don't miss a shred of information. Wishlist Marvel's Wolverine coming fall 2026." And I think this is definitely worth taking a moment to point out because, you know, Wolverine is one of the only games that we have a release window for next year when it comes to like the fall, right? So for a lot of people, as soon as that GTA delay was announced, they immediately thought, uh-oh, what does this mean for Wolverine? Now, it's worth noting that fall 2026 begins, I believe, September 22nd. So, you know, there's still plenty of time for Wolverine to launch before GTA 6 comes out. I mean, there's no doubt that Sony and Insomniac want to avoid launching around, or I should say too close to GTA 6. But I think for anybody who's worried that this is going to completely throw this game off track and delay it, you know, sometime into 2027, I don't think that's going to happen. And I think the fact that Insomniac went out of their way to repost this after that delay announcement should be some level of indication. But continuing to talk about Wolverine, we have Marvel making it clear that they plan to continue to collaborate with Insomniac for many years to come. This is being reported by WCCF Tech. They say it's no secret that Marvel Games and PlayStation's Insomniac Games have a good relationship. We wouldn't have 3 Marvel Spider-Man games and 1 upcoming Wolverine game without a strong relationship between both companies. And in a new interview with Game Informer, we got a bit more insight into just how good Marvel feels about the relationship. General Manager of Marvel Games, Luke Mentes, spoke at length about the importance of Marvel Games and the studio it collaborates with being aligned in their approach to making anything with Marvel characters and making something that is authentically Marvel. So they say here the challenge is more complex. Authenticity doesn't necessarily mean one-to-one fidelity to source or reference material. Whether it's comics or animation or movies, it's much deeper in that we allow our collaborating teams to reimagine familiar yet original incarnations of our characters based on their own creative DNA. We absolutely do not want to be derivative, otherwise, what's the point of working with some of the best talent out there? There's a great sense of responsibility at play here. Marvel is an almost 90-year-old creative brand, yet it's as fresh as ever because during all that time, each new generation grew up with Marvel, ultimately became creators and left their mark, and then passed the torch to the next generation. We also actively seek collaborators that want to take on the same mantle, as is usually the case. Once we complete a project together, they too become Marvel. Marvel's Wolverine with our dear friends at Insomniac Games is perhaps the epitome of that philosophy. We have been working together for more than a decade and developed such a shorthand across multiple Marvel Spider-Man games that when the time finally came to bring Logan back in spectacular and visceral fashion, it was obvious to everyone on our team that Insomniac was the perfect choice. It was our shared culture and values that brought us together, and we're so proud to continue collaborating for many years to come. So if you're wondering how Marvel feels about continuing to work with Insomniac Games, they're feeling very, very good about it. And if we reference the leaked roadmap that came out back in 2023, it's clear that they have big plans. They want to do X-Men games and who knows what else beyond that in Spider-Man 3. And also, we know that Venom is a game that's in development and seemingly will be ready sometime in 2027. So there you go, maybe not the most surprising thing, but just a reiteration of that collaboration and partnership. But we're going to kind of switch gears again and talk about GTA 6. So as I mentioned, the game was delayed, but we have some inside information coming from Tom Henderson of Insider Gaming. And basically what he revealed during his podcast is that from what he understands, GTA 6 is content complete and actually has been content ready for, as he says, a very long time. And so his main emphasis here is the reason for this delay is because apparently Rockstar are looking to be perfectionists, I guess. According to Tom Henderson, Rockstar will not release this game if there's even a single glitch. They are planning to refine this thing and get it to as near flawless, ready to go 100% as they possibly can. And, that's not too surprising, I guess. We know that this is a very big game and there's a lot riding on it. But I think why this information is important is because, people always kind of have this fear with a game this big and a game that has this much hype and excitement surrounding it that it's going to launch in a bad state or a potentially disastrous state. Now, Rockstar isn't known for that, but after what happened with Cyberpunk back in 2020, there's always going to be that concern. And so it seems like they're taking that very seriously. In fact, they're taking it to a level that I don't think most studios would, but I think you'll see them take the next year to really actually get this game to 100% because, well, frankly, they can afford to do so, right? GTA 6 is going to break many records. It's going to make an unfathomable amount of money. So whatever money they have to spend to, get this game up to 100%, I'm sure they have no problem with it. But I want to take a moment here to just mention Mafia, the Old Country, because according to Take-Two Interactive, this game actually surpassed expectations, being reported by Push Square. They say in a win for smaller scope titles below the $70 price point, Mafia, the Old Country publisher 2K has considered the PS5 game a success, having beaten its internal sales expectations. As part of its latest financial earnings call, where it also confirmed GTA 6 has been delayed to November 2026, the company's CEO Strauss Zelnick told the game business that the title's success proves there is a market for high-quality narrative experiences. He added, "What we suspected was confirmed, which is just if you give consumers a great narrative experience that's a lot of fun, somewhat contained, and at a fair price, then you can have the perfect result." So yeah, he does emphasize that this game has surpassed expectations and seemingly, is hinting that we're going to get more in the future. And I think this is important to highlight because, yeah, there was a level of concern with this title where it's like, is it actually going to do well at $50? And, considering we know how expensive games are to make. And I'm just happy to see the fact that this is proof that you can make single-player, narrative-driven experiences that don't have to be the biggest budget AAA blockbuster titles, and they can still be a success. I think that's something that a lot of studios and publishers are going to pay attention to. But we're going to move on to the next topic here, which is Naughty Dog celebrating their 40th anniversary, which is crazy to think. Being reported by Gaming Bolt, they say Naughty Dog, a studio known for its games throughout the history of PlayStation, has released a new video celebrating its 40th anniversary. The video features a host of developers from Naughty Dog that have worked on projects ranging from Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, the Uncharted series, and The Last of Us, and even Intergalactic. While most of the video focuses on the classic games under Naughty Dog's hat, the developers also spoke about the future of the studio. That includes Naughty Dog co-founder Jason Rubin reiterating the focus on storytelling. "I hope the future holds more of what Naughty Dog has always done, being at the forefront of making entertainment that is of the highest possible quality, telling stories it wants to tell with depth and meaning," said Rubin in the video. Studio manager and head of operations Allison Mori echoed the statement. "I know our studio will continue to create amazing story-driven, character-based games that touch upon the human experience. It's really about embodying these characters that are very specific and strong-willed characters, even though they're flawed, and then making you connect with them and their journey in a way that hopefully by the time you're finished with that experience, you view reality a little bit differently." This is what Neil Druckmann had to say. And so obviously we know Intergalactic is the next title. And it says here, we're making it, we're playing it, we're firing on all cylinders. This is what Neil Druckmann said recently about Intergalactic. But, people are wondering when this game's going to be shown off. Well, I'll tell you, they're celebrating their 40th anniversary. I would not be the least bit surprised if we get our first proper look at Intergalactic at the Game Awards this time next month. But there you go. Just wanted to let you know, in case you missed it, Naughty Dog is celebrating their 40th anniversary, which is, again, crazy to me. But the final topic here talks a little bit about Physint. We have a report from Push Square. It says Kojima Productions appears set to be going on a hiring spree in the coming months as it's advertising numerous positions working on its upcoming projects, OD and Physint. The studio is advertising open positions across its programming, art, administrative, localization, sound marketing, and writing departments in Tokyo, Japan. More specifically, the company is searching to recruit animators, character artists, game designers, game programmers, recording engineers, and much more. Confirming the positions are attached to both OD and Physint, Kojima Productions' social media account said Kojima Productions is hiring. If you're interested in joining the development of our new projects OD and Physint, check out the link below. What makes this even more interesting is that very recently we saw that Hideo Kojima paid a visit to Guerrilla Games. He was hanging out with Hermen Hulst, and Guerrilla posted about it on their socials, and you see Kojima kind of like walking around the studio, I guess getting a look at what they're working on, maybe like Horizon 3 and the multiplayer game. But there's also, some curiosity as to whether or not this has anything to do with, Kojima maybe once again having a deeper collaboration with Guerrilla and the Decima engine. We do wonder if Physint is in fact going to use the Decima engine. It wouldn't be surprising. I mean, just look at the results we got with Death Stranding 1 and 2. But yeah, just figured I would let you guys know that it seems like serious work is beginning on Physint. And, I think the fact that Kojima is hanging out with Hermen Hulst and Guerrilla Games might indicate that they're going to be doing something with Decima as well. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. If you did, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.